All right, class, settle in. Today, we are diving into the mind of the incredible historian Yuval Noah Harari. We're going to use his ideas to get a handle on this thing that's, well, it's changing everything, AI. And he picks things off with a question that honestly just stops you in your tracks.
I mean, really think about this for a second. We are incredible, right? We've split the atom. We put footsteps on the moon. We've mapped our own DNA. But at the same time, we're staring down the barrel of ecological collapse, we're wrestling with global conflicts, and, oh yeah, we're building this super powerful new intelligence that might just slip out of our grasp. So, what gives? What is the real problem?
Okay, so for ages, the easy answer was, oh, humans are just flawed, that we've got some deep, dark bug in our source code. But Harari, he pushes back on that. He says, hang on, the problem isn't that people are bad. The problem is that good people, people with the best intentions, make absolutely terrible decisions when they are fed bad information. And understanding how we process that information, well, that comes down to something we're uniquely good at.
And that brings us to our first big topic, the power of stories. What is it that actually glues our societies together? It's not just cold, hard facts. Nope. It's something way, way more powerful.
Look, if you want to get millions of strangers to work together, a spreadsheet of data just isn't going to cut it. You need a story, a really good one. I mean, think about it. Money, nations, corporations, none of these things are physical realities. You can't touch a corporation. A dollar bill is just a piece of paper, right? They're all stories, shared fictions that we all agree to believe in. And that shared belief is powerful enough to build cities and, well, even nuclear bombs. And for every single chapter of human history, we were the only ones telling the stories. Until now, that is.
An excellent question. But what about AI? Right. This is the big one. This is where the plot twist comes in. Because when you drop AI into this world of stories, everything changes. Suddenly, for the first time ever, we are not the only storytellers anymore. We're now sharing this planet with a non-human thing that can dream up its own stories, create its own culture. This isn't just a new tool, it's a completely new kind of intelligence.
And Harari is really specific about the words we use here. He says we shouldn't call it artificial intelligence. We should call it alien intelligence. Now, why that word, alien? Well, artificial kind of makes it sound like a toaster oven, something we made, something we understand and control. But alien, that word admits something really important. This is an intelligence that thinks in ways that are fundamentally foreign to us. We can't anticipate its moves.
Let's make this super simple with a coffee machine analogy, okay? So, step one, you press a button for an espresso, the machine makes an espresso. That's not AI, that's just a machine following orders. Simple automation. Step two, the machine starts noticing you always get espresso at 8 a.m. and starts warming up for you. Okay, that's AI. It's learning, it's anticipating. But then, step three, the machine invents a brand new drink out of nowhere, something you've never had because it thinks you'll love it. That is alien AI. It's not just predicting, it is creating. It's going way beyond what we told it to do.
And this isn't just a cute thought experiment. We've literally seen this happen. Remember when the AI AlphaGo played the world's best Go player? It didn't just win, it dominated. It made moves that, well, they baffled the experts, moves that went against 2,000 years of human strategy. It was like we humans had been playing Go in a tiny little sandbox our whole history, and the AI walked in and showed us there was an entire universe we never even knew existed.
So this alien mind isn't just thinking differently. It's also living, or, well, operating, in a totally different environment from us. Let's dig into what that means.
Okay, up until like 5 minutes ago in human history, all of our information networks were organic. They ran on human brains. And what do human brains need? Sleep, rest, markets closed, offices shut down. You had a chance to breathe, to think, to have a private life. But these new networks, the ones AI runs on, they're inorganic. They are on 24/7. They never get tired. They never sleep. And that means privacy, well, privacy can just completely disappear.
And that always-on nature, it changes everything. In the old days, you could make a mistake, do something embarrassing, and it would be forgotten, but not anymore. Now, every dumb tweet, every silly party photo, it can all be stored forever. That picture from college could pop up in a job interview 20 years later. It's like our whole life is becoming one long, permanent job interview where you're never off the clock and there's zero room for error. Okay, so this sounds pretty intense, right? So what do we do? How do we even begin to handle this? Harari argues that just trying to put rules on AI isn't going to be enough. The real work is strengthening our own systems. We need to upgrade the human toolkit. And the most important tool in that entire kit? It's something called a self-correcting mechanism. Just picture a little toddler learning to walk. What do? They try to stand up, and they fall. Womp. But they don't just stay down. They process it. They think, that didn't work. They adjust their balance, and they try again, and again, and again. That loop of trying, failing, analyzing, and adjusting, that is the key. The ability to admit we messed up and then fix it.
And you see this beautiful mechanism built into our best systems. Modern science, for example. It's all about peer review, about challenging old ideas and replacing them with better ones. It's designed to self-correct. Same with democracy, right? If you don't like the government, you can vote them out in an election. It's a correction. But then you look at other systems, like dictatorships or really dogmatic religions. What do they have in common? They claim to be perfect, infallible. There's no room to say, hey, maybe we got that wrong. And that makes them incredibly fragile and incredibly dangerous, especially when you give them powerful tools like AI.
So, fixing our big societal systems is absolutely crucial. But it also comes down to us, to you and me. Change starts at the personal level. We have to get really conscious about how we as individuals swim in this new ocean of information.
And that leads us to the most personal question of the day, really. What are you feeding your mind? Seriously, because if you think about it, information is food for your brain.
You know, most of us are pretty careful about what we eat, right? We try to avoid junk food. We should be treating our minds the same way. So what does that look like? Well, for one, take information fasts. Just unplug. Give your brain a chance to digest everything. Second, learn to spot the junk food info. You know what I'm talking about, the stuff that's engineered to make you angry or scared or greedy. And finally, and this is so important, you have to prioritize quality. Seek out the healthy stuff, the information from people and institutions who are actually investing in finding the truth. Because let me tell you, truth is expensive to produce, and it can get drowned out by cheap fiction in a heartbeat.
So, that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In this new world, with alien storytellers in the mix, maybe the most important question isn't what AI is going to do. Maybe the real question is, what are we going to do? When you're surrounded by all these new stories, which human values are you going to choose to believe in and to share? That's the real challenge for all of us.